Welcome, everybody, to this edition of the Accountant's Coffee Chat. This week, we are talking about belching, which is really a disgusting word. Like, I hate that word. But it serves an important function in the body. And I'm going to read the definition. I just got to look at my other screen for a second. So, to belch, according to Merriam-Webster, is to expel gas suddenly from the stomach through the mouth. So I have to give credit where credit's due, first of all. And thank Jamie Campbell for giving me this idea in one of her groups yesterday in her live training session. So they were talking about how the body relates to our business. And I just thought this belching concept was interesting, and would just make for some interesting conversations. So welcome, ladies. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I appreciate it. And for those of you that haven't been on one of the coffee chats before, feel free to put your comments in the chat as we go along, and I'll peek over there every once in a while. And I'd like this to be interactive. And Jamie, thank you as always for your comments. So, all right, so belching. So what we had talked about yesterday in the Bookkeepers Rising group was that belching is actually getting rid of something that does not belong in your body. And it's really just a normal bodily function. And it's a way that we clean ourselves out. So as kind of disgusting as it can be sometimes, that's life, and that's what it is. So how does that relate to your business? In particular, your accounting firm, your tax firm, your audit firm, your bookkeeping firm. And so there's a couple things. So welcome everybody that just joined. You probably already know we're talking about belching. So how does that relate to your firm? And the way that I think about it, and a couple of things we talked about yesterday as well, were getting rid of unwanted clients or problem clients. So something that really we need to take a look at, it doesn't necessarily have to be at the end of the year, but this time of year reminds us to do maybe some house cleaning, some belching, and maybe it's a good time to look at your client list and try to determine what clients are valuable to your business versus what clients might actually be detracting from your overall business. It could be clients that you're losing money on. It could be clients that are profitable but that are draining you emotionally or physically because of the work that you have to do, or perhaps it's just they're difficult people to deal with. I mean, this happens to us all the time. So, is it a good idea to consider, even though we're giving up revenue, maybe getting rid of one or two of those difficult clients? I had, when I started my own CPA firm, and I see a bunch of comments, I'm gonna hop over there in a second. When I started my own CPA firm, I actually bought it from a sole proprietor, and we were having lunch early on in that process. And he said to me, and it's something that I've always remembered, he said, many people think that you should actually get rid of 10% of your client base every year to make room for more clients, new clients, better clients. And that also depends too on your capacity to serve. So if you're drained mentally, physically, because you just, are working so hard, maybe it's not a bad idea to think about trying to get rid of a couple of those problem clients. So I'm going to take a look at some of the comments here. So Jamie says, Clean ourselves out. That's life. I love that idea. We spend so much time cleaning out other people's books. Why not our own firms? Good point. And we don't have to wait until the end of the year, which is also very true. It seems like a lot of things that we do at the end of the year, because it's the end of the year, aren't things that really have to wait for the end of the year. The body knows, Jamie says, the body knows when something inside of it doesn't promote its well-being and expels it immediately. Love that word from the definition. So, you know, it's a good idea to find out if there's things inside our business that don't belong there, that are hurting us, that are not serving us as a business. Linda says, I fired them and they begged me to come back. You know what? Unlike belching, which is pretty easy to do for all of us, have you ever held it in? Because maybe you were out in public. And man, that just doesn't feel good eventually, you know, and it's just not a good idea. So, you know, I think, Linda, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard, you know, sometimes these people are our friends, you know, we develop relationships with them. But at the end of the day, it is your business. And your business needs to run well in order for you to prosper. And if these clients are causing your business to, you know, falter, they're putting a drain on your business, as sad as it is, sometimes you got to cut the cord. And, you know, even just think of, you know, how we deal with our own family and friends and loved ones. You know, when we have to discipline our kids, doesn't that hurt? Like, we hate that. Ugh. But we got to do it because it's the right thing to do. And so sometimes the right things in life are not always the most pleasant things. So I don't know, Linda, that's a tough one. You know, that's something that you'll have to think about and deal with on your own and decide, you know, which way you want to go. And a lot of them are going to pick to stay. And, you know, it's just unfortunate, but sometimes, you know, once you've made that decision and you know it's the right decision, don't let somebody else change your mind. So let me look at a couple more comments. Let's see. Linda, if I do, I'll accept them back at a higher premium and strict reporting, but some just ignore. So again, you know, that's not a bad idea. I mean, sometimes maybe it's not getting rid of the client, but restructuring, right? Restructuring our rates, restructuring our services. That could repair the situation that we originally thought was going to require us to have to get rid of them. Might be like taking Tums, right? I don't know. So let's see what else. Linda, family is the hardest to get rid of. Absolutely. Jamie, sometimes the right things in life aren't always the most pleasant things. Oh, yeah, that's what I said. Thanks, Jamie. So, okay. So what else? What I really appreciate the feedback. This is great. So what else might we need to belch out of our business? Could it be some bad practices that we need to get rid of? Maybe, you know, maybe the way that we invoice our clients, right? You know, maybe we don't do that in a timely manner, and that's hurting our cash flow. So maybe we need to, you know, expel that old way of invoicing our clients and come up with a new method that makes more sense for us, that improves our cash flow, that improves our business. So it could be processes, it could be people that interact with our business. It could be employees, right? You know, it's, if you do have employees, and I know a lot of people in the group are solopreneurs, but if you have employees, Jamie, don't listen to this. So, you know, you need to look at that and decide, you know, is this employee furthering my business, furthering my mission? It's always a good idea to do employee reviews, at least once, at a minimum, maybe twice a year. Take a look at that. How are your employees serving your business? Vendors. Are we dealing with problem vendors? And here again, maybe we fall into that friend trap. I don't know. Are we dealing with vendors that are causing us problems? Are we paying too much money? Is it time to look at what we're paying for certain things and perhaps get rid of a vendor that's too high priced? Takes too long to get us the stuff that we need. Doesn't serve us. I'm gonna look at a couple more comments. So let's see. Doing it solo, get good help. Absolutely. You need to surround yourself with good people, because if you surround yourself with bad people, that can bring you down. I'm sure everybody knows that. Seriously, bad practices, I hang on to them too much. I hang on to too much work when I have a stellar team. You do have a stellar team, by the way, Jane. So anyway, ready to do it. I'll keep thinking, oh, this is something I need to handle. And that's, oh my gosh, that is such a great statement. What things do we need to get rid of in our business? Not because we need to get rid of them. Maybe let me rephrase it. Are we controlling? What things do we control that we need to get rid of and give them to somebody else, right? Payroll, for example. I don't know, maybe you're doing your own payroll and, you like that control. You like to make sure the paychecks are right. Maybe we need to get rid of that. Maybe that's something better served by a payroll service, by a third party. So what things do we not need to get rid of out of our business as a whole, but out of ourselves? What do we need to expel from ourselves because someone else can do it, or someone else might even better serve us to do it? So what else? Linda, maybe I can use your team, Jamie. Absolutely. So sometimes as a solopreneur, you're taking on this business, you're growing, things are going great, and now you're getting overwhelmed. Maybe you're not doing such a great job. Or maybe things come along that, are just not really in alignment with who you are and what you do. Outsource. We work with lots of firms with solopreneurs that just don't want to get into certain things, or some clients they want to take on, they want to serve that person, but they farm out part of that to us so that, we can do that. That's what we do well. We have a bigger team. And so as a solopreneur, maybe you need to get rid of not the client, but how you're serving that client by bringing some help in. So, that might be another example. I am just looking at some more things here. So I'm thinking in terms of the expelling, tired of saying that word belch, just expelling, things that we need to get out of ourselves, out of our business. We talked about people, whether they be employees, vendors, people that, in the broader sense that might be our clients. Processes. What are some processes that maybe we need to look at and get rid of these bad habits, these bad processes? Technology. Is it time to get a new computer? Maybe you spilled tea on your computer and you got to get a new one. I'm not going to mention any names, but maybe technology. Maybe we're using some outdated technology. Maybe it's time to update. So, and some of these things getting rid of might just be replacing, not a full purging of that particular thing.